पता है इंडिया में बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स को किस चीज का डाउट है और किस चीज सभी लोगों में कॉमन क्या है। बहुत सारे लोग टीयर 3 कॉलेज से बिलोंग करते हैं। वो जब टीयर 3 कॉलेज में होते हैं और उन्हें डाउट होता है कि हम इस टीयर 3 कॉलेज से हम एक अच्छा खासा प्लेसमेंट फोड़ पाएंगे कि नहीं, हमारा करियर सिक्योर है कि नहीं। यार इस सभी चीज का डाउट क्लियर करने के लिए आज हमारे पॉडकास्ट में है सौरभ प्रतीक भैया। भैया टीयर 3 कॉलेज से बिलोंग करते थे, अभी वो फिलहाल गूगल में प्लेस्ड है और बहुत अच्छे खासे प्लेसमेंट, एक अच्छा खासा पैकेज उठा के रखे। भाई फिर भी कुछ भी हो, गूगल है। तो इस पॉडकास्ट में हम लोग बहुत कुछ चीजों के बारे में जान रहे होंगे। कॉम्पिटिटिव कोडिंग इंपॉर्टेंट है कि नहीं, इंटरव्यू में किस किस चीजों का ध्यान रखना चाहिए। आई होप सो इस पॉडकास्ट को आप बहुत ज्यादा मैक्सिमम आउटपुट ले पाओ। टाइम स्टैम्प्स डिस्क्रिप्शन में यार प्लीज चेक करो। Saurav bhaiya, thanks for joining me here today. And how are you?
I'm doing great, Anurag. Thank you.
So bhaiya, let us start from your journey. From you are from tier 3 college, right? So let us start with that journey because maximum students are from tier 3. Let me tell tell your story from that journey of being a tier 3 college student to being a WSE at Google.
Okay. So the journey is long actually. Like it's not like I got the placement straight from college into Google, right? So my college is in Greater Noida, Knowledge Park. It's KC Institute of Technology and Management. And after college, after final year, I got a job in a startup. You must have heard about Geeks for Geeks, right? So
Yeah,
every
yes.
computer science student have.
Every
Yes,
computer
I would
science
have
student
heard
have
it.
heard about it.
Yeah. So I got a job as a software developer there at GFG, and there I worked for 2 years, and literally I got to learn a lot of things, right? Like how to deliver, how to build a product end to end, how to manage services, and stuff like on development and all. So got to learn a lot of things from there, and then I got an interview opportunity at Google. So back in 2021, I was looking for a switch, so applied in multiple companies like Amazon, GitHub, and PayPal. So I got two interviews on mostly all of them. I got the interviews on all of them, and Google was also one of them where I was interviewing at that time. And it took me 1 to 2 months. The interview process took 1 to 2 months, and after that, I got a job here at Google where I'm currently working. So it has been 6 months here.
Bro, maximum students have that doubt
Mhm.
about the interview part. Oh, so tell
Okay.
me about your interview experience. What were the
Uh-huh.
what? Yeah.
Yeah, correct. I have got a lot of messages regarding this. So I also wrote a dedicated blog, which I have posted on Medium, and that is also on my LinkedIn as well, like regarding my interview experience for web solutions engineer. Since it's a different role, a bit different from software engineering, we are more focused toward the business side of the company. So it's the work is same. We are also expected to be coding and all, like, but it is a bit different. Like the products on which we work upon is different from the SWE role at Google. So talking about the interview experience, it is similar to SWE. Like most of the entry level engineers are expected to be good in data structures and algorithms. The basic need is that. So initial, like total, there were 5 rounds, out of which 3 rounds were on DSA, like data structures and algorithms. Like um, they used to ask one question and one follow-up question, and after that, all of them were of 45 minutes. And the fourth round was a mix of data structures and system design. Since I had 2 years of experience at Geeks for Geeks, that's why the panel decided to let's mix this, have a gist of system design as well in this
Hmm.
in these rounds. So yeah, so that was the fourth round on which I was asked some system design as well. I was presented with a question, a basic question, standard question on system design, and after that there was a fifth round that is very famous. Like it's managerial round or behavioral round, which we say. In Google, it is said to be googliness round. That it's googliness and leadership round. So that is the last round. So that was taken by a higher level, like some manager or something. Like they take the interview, and yeah. So these were the 5 rounds. Like one were technical focused, and the last one was behavior. And after that, some process are also there. Like it goes to the hiring committee and all. Like you must have heard, like the people who have gone through the Google interview experience, or who have watched some interview experience, they would know about the hiring committee and all. So the your packet goes to the hiring committee, and then they decide like whether you will be hired or not, and then HR finally tells you that whether you are hired or not. Yeah.
Any advice for any student who is preparing for his interview?
Um, like I won't give primarily for Google, like it's a standard for any product-based company.
Hmm.
They generally ask data structures and algorithms. Like you can't deny the fact, like there are multiple um, battle between DSA and development, right? Like DSA is
Yeah.
necessary, no development is necessary.
Uh, so Bhaiya, when did you started your preparation for internships and company? You're on campus
Um,
placed or off campus, by the way?
Actually, I'm off campus placed.
Off campus placement.
Yes. So I gave all the since I was good in competitive programming, so I
Hmm.
used to get referrals and links, test links easily. And once you get the test links and you are good at CP and you know DSA, then it's a matter of
Hmm.
time that you will clear the test and you will be invited to the interview rounds. And after that, like it's upon you. Like no one looks upon your college. Once you land the interview at a particular company, from that time I
Hmm.
don't think college matter as much. Like, there are very few companies are there which will look on your college and it will judge on the basis of that. Most of the
Hmm.
companies which are good companies, they don't judge on the basis of college, I guess. Like once you have landed the interview, then it will be fair. Even you are from a tier 3 college or something, it will be fair. Like there will be standard rounds, and if you clear them, you will definitely get the interview opportunity. Like definitely get the job opportunity. So I
Oh.
started back from third year, I guess. Yeah, from third year we had a plan key. We need to clear interviews and all. Like final year is coming, placement season is there, and we need to clear interviews. So from third
Hmm.
year we started uh, literally preparing for the interviews. Yeah,
So, what was your preparation strategy on that
preparation strategy.
place?
See, honestly, I didn't strategize. Like there was not a perfect plan. Key like 1 month we will tackle this and 1 month we'll prepare.
Huh, huh,
There's
huh.
nothing like that. It was very general.
Hmm.
We used to do
Hmm.
competitive programming. I used to like I enjoyed CP a lot, so I did
Hmm.
competitive programming as much as I can. And there were
Hmm.
multiple certificates related to that. We used to participate in contests like Google Kickstart, Code Jam, Hash Code. We used to participate in all sorts of contests and code chef, code forces, lead code, and also that build up like practicing and participating in contests consistently in the college days.
Hmm.
That built up like eventually I got to understand multiple concepts. Like there was not like I was starting with the concept like let's start with graphs, then we will move to trees, then we'll move to anything advanced. Like it was not like that. I used to solve problems, and some problems I was not able to solve because I didn't know the concepts. And then I see the editorial, and I saw that okay, so this is the thing. Like okay, this can be solved by disjoint set. So I don't know what disjoint set is. So let's read this. So I used to read the disjoint set from Geeks for Geeks or any site, and then I used to code the problem. Like let's see whether so in this way I used to learn. So that was a problem based learning. I used to
Hmm.
solve problems, and if there was any new concept introduced in the problem I was not able to solve at that time, then I used to go through the concepts, and then I um, visit back the problem again, and I used to solve it. So that was
Uh,
not a particular strategy. Like these days I see that there is give 1 month to this concept, 1 week to this concept and all, but at that time we didn't used to do
uh, I was stalking your Instagram ID today, and I found that you are really handsome guy. So I thought that
that.
this person may just have that as a separate fan base in college. So tell me any memories, favorite memories, or some memory about in your college days, about your college days.
um, there is a lot of memories. Like we used to have a lot of fun, and since I used to be in hostel. I was not a day scholar. I used to be in hostel, and like what happens in a hostel, in a boys' hostel. All
Yeah.
kind of crazy stuff is going. At night, we used to go out of the hostel, like bypassing the security guards and all. I used to do some
That is a
crazy
completely
stuff.
different feeling.
Completely different level. We used to go to have a tea at the morning, like at 5 a.m. or 6
I'm a
a.m.
huge tea
I am
lover.
also a chai. I'm also a chai person.
Chai
So
person. Oh,
chai
bro
person,
code.
yeah, broken. So we used to do that, and there's a lot of memories. Like apart from coding and all, like academics and all, we used to have a lot of fun in college days. And our college was also very good. Like they used to have fest, and they used to have farewells and all. They did it very well. Like the fest was very well introduced in our college, and yeah, we used to have fun.
Oh, bro, what is the importance of cultural activities in a college?
Um, See, cultural activities, what I think is like it helps you building your personality. Like when you participate in a cultural activity or when you host a cultural activity, like, your communication skills get better. And this plays a lot of role when you are interviewing for a company or when you are um, transitioning into your professional career. Like one thing which is very important is how you communicate. Suppose you are in a DSA round and you know the problem, but you are not able to communicate well, or you are not able to express your solutions or make the interviewer understand your solutions. You're not able to communicate that well, or you're not that proficient in English. Then somewhere it causes problem in the interviews. Like we can't deny the fact that most of the interviews in the most of the companies are based in English, right? So they
Hmm.
will use English as a medium of communication. And in college we don't like, even in groups we don't used to talk in English. That's
We
the,
have Tapori
like,
language, huh?
yeah, exactly. So we won't be
Hmm.
doing that. Hey, hi bro, what are you
हाँ.
doing, what's up? Like
हाँ.
that's not like,
Yeah,
वो सामने
sure,
से
for
कहेगा कि
sure.
भाई क्या कर रहा है
क्या
क्या
कर
कह
रहा है
रहा
तू? स्टाइल
है
मार
क्या
रहा है
कर
तू?
रहा है तू, exactly, हाँ.
हाँ.
So cultural activities is a medium where you can enhance your communication skills. You can be confident, you can build your personality and all, and that is very helpful. Like enhancing your personality is important, I guess. You need,
Uh,
like, people need to know that who you are, and yeah, apart from academics and all.
uh, you have got enough experience about the programming languages. So, according to you, what are the important programming languages that you should learn? I know that different field have different thing about the programming
Mhm.
languages, but what according to you, what are the those programming languages that are
See,
really important? Every student should learn.
that's a good question. Like, programming language do play a vital role, but I haven't given much importance to programming languages personally. Like
Yeah.
in my journey, I have given more importance to concepts, and the languages which can demonstrate those concepts more clearly, I have picked those. Like I still, um, in competitive programming, I use Java because using Java somewhere has also enhanced my object-oriented programming skills. Like it's a class-based language, so the OOPS concept, and you can learn design patterns very easily when you use Java. There are also other programming languages as well, which are class based and give, yeah, right. But I use Java, and I don't feel that there is any such perfect programming language. Many people use C++. Most of them use C++ because it has a very good STL library and all, and the support for competitive programming and all, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think every language is good. Like it depends upon in which field you are. Like some are in
Yeah.
data science and machine learning, they use
Mm-hmm.
Python because there is a lot of support of libraries in Python. Like there are many pre-built libraries in Python, right? But at the end, it's only the medium of communication. The programming languages are the medium of communication. What else it is, right? Like if
Hmm.
you want to express your code or express your logic, you express them on the basis of any programming language. You give instructions on the basis of a programming language. So it depends upon in which field you are. Like, and also it depends, like, suppose you are joining a company and the project has been already written on this language, then you have to work on that, right? You
Oh
can't
yeah,
just say
for
that,
sure, for sure.
yeah,
You don't have any
it's in
option in
Java,
that case.
it's in Java, I don't like it, I want to use Python, let's revamp. Like it doesn't happen like
Doesn't
that.
happen. Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes you don't get programming language of your choice, and it's normal. Like you can still learn multiple concepts in that as well.
Uh, I noticed that you are using continuously this word competitive programming coding. Sorry,
Mhm.
competitive coding. So, is competitive coding is required or
uh,
yeah,
I won't say that it is required. What
yeah.
is required is data structures and algorithms, and competitive programming is a way in which you can be better or proficient in data structures and algorithms.
Hmm.
So there are many people who don't do CP but have a good knowledge of DSA can clear the interviews. Right.
Hmm.
Many people don't like CP. They love development. They know the concept. So it's not
F
required, but
any suggestions or do you want to give any suggestions for the ones?
mhm.
So keep these conditions on mind if you want to start competitive coding or not, like that.
Like
Do you get
first,
my question or
huh,
not?
I got it. Like what are the
Huh.
prerequisites which you should clear?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, exactly. What are the
First thing I would
prerequisites?
say, like if you are going into CP, have patience.
Hmm.
Have a lot of patience because there will be some questions in which you will spend continuously 2 days, 3 days, or a week solving, and you
Hmm.
won't be able to solve that. Right.
Yeah.
and that that causes stress. Like CP is a game of patience, right?
Hmm.
It's not always that you will get the problem and you will get the solution very easily. Like if there is some contest running for 5 to 6 days, then there can be a scenario like if you got a problem and you're not able to solve it, you are continuously trying for 2 days, 3 days, and still you're not able to get the approach. So it's a game of patience and it takes time because it's a sport. Like CP is also a sport, it's a game. You get a puzzle and you are writing logic to solve that. So it's simply a game. You use data structure as a medium to solve the problems, right? So and it is a game of practice. Like you keep on practicing, you keep on solving problems, you keep on learning new concepts, and that's the way you grow in CP.
Bro, what was your source of motivation? Because I personally come from a tier 3 college, and I have asked these questions early on. I have already asked you, but for the UT part of you, please share your source of motivation,
Hmm.
because a lot of tier 3 college students are going to watch this video.
Source of motivation. Like
Yeah.
um, I think ki when I started competitive, not competitive, when I started my computer science journey from first year, like there were multiple subjects. C was introduced to us, and initially I was very weak. Like
Hmm.
in my first semester, I wasn't able to understand how they are picking maximum element from an array. What is
Hmm.
this code? Like how this
Hmm.
loop is running and how this is assigning the values. And it took me 2 to 3 hours to read the code and figure out how it is happening. And initially I found it very pain. Like what is this? Like I don't able to understand like matrix transpose and all written three loops and all. I found it very difficult. But when I was introduced to CP and I used to do that, then it became fun. Like CP made this fun like for me.
Hmm.
So initially I used to solve problems and all, and till second year there was no such motivation key. But yeah, there was a motivation that Google has been my game company since my first year. I am a big fan of Sundar Pichai. I used to follow him. I
Hmm.
also follow him by today as well. Like these days as well, I used to follow him, and the work he has done is really very good. I
Uh,
have read about his biography and also.
I noticed that according to you, what works for you works for you. You have to be in that
Hmm.
principle.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's
Eh,
journey is different. Like it's not like
Everyone's journey is
there should
different.
be a proper plan or a proper strategy which you are focusing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not happen like that.
Bro, tell me some free resources, some paid resources in
Free
your
resources.
domain.
Acha,
Yeah.
in
No,
my domain. Like there are a lot
do you
of free
believe in
resources.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, I believe in free resources.
Actually,
I personally
actually,
didn't paid anything or any courses for any courses. I used to learn
actually,
totally
maximum
free.
student waste their time in finding these resources. There are a lot of bunch of free resources, and the maximum time goes in this part, that where I have to learn. Any particular places from where you have learned.
Where I have learned, like for coding at our time, there were no such YouTube channels. At back in 2019 and these days, there were not much channels like where we
Hmm.
can learn C. But there were still. But I personally didn't follow YouTube. I
Hmm.
used to follow CodeChef a lot. Like
Hmm.
they have that time they have launched a certification, CodeChef certificate of data system
Hmm.
algorithms. So CCDSAP was the name, I guess.
Hmm.
So there were three levels: beginner, advanced, and expert. And they have a very nice collection of resources. They have the concepts and the problems related to that and all. So I used to follow that in my third year, and I cleared the beginner and the advanced level. So that helped me a lot. Like CodeChef has helped me a lot in my programming journey. But but when I see today the YouTubers which are doing, like there is Love Babbar and there is Amanda Tarwal, and there are many people like Kunal Kushwaha and all. Like, they have made a ton of resources. Right? I see that currently, if any computer science undergrad wants to learn programming, it's not difficult. There is entire playlist which they have created of every
Yeah.
concept, like Raj Vikramaditya
Even
and
in
all, Sci-Fi.
animated way. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah, good animations and good um, discussion and all. So currently, if you want to look YouTube, you can just look at YouTube for the free resources. You can search, like you can follow any
Hmm.
playlist, and they're really good. Like by these YouTubers, I really watch sometimes, and I see
Hmm.
that they are doing really good work. I know what it takes a lot of time and effort to make a video. So what they are
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
is really,
same
yeah,
pinch, same pinch.
exactly. Yeah, you must know. You should
Yeah.
know that.
By
Like,
this time, I have realized it takes a
hmm,
lot for making a video,
yes,
even that too
exactly,
animated video.
exactly. So, but yeah, for system design, I used to follow Gaurav Sen. Like he has started creating his videos since 2019, and at that time he started creating the system design playlist. So from there, I used to follow him, and he used to bring very interesting use cases and topics which I used to learn at that time. But now I have also opened my own newsletter at LinkedIn, and it also has a decent subscribers. I guess we have crossed 4,500 subscribers. So I used to put articles on that weekly on multiple concepts and use cases. So that's also going good currently. But yeah, I personally followed these things at my time.
What are the importance of projects?
Importance of, yeah, they play a huge role. Like there are various companies who just
Hmm.
um, it's very important for getting your resume shortlisted, I guess, and it also helps in interviews. Like you have a lot to talk, and projects shows that you have done something and you have built
Hmm.
something, because we are engineers, right? And the primary
Hmm.
task for us at the end of the day is to build something, right? To
Hmm.
automate something or to make a life
Just a
easy,
minute.
right?
Here I want to highlight a point. Every in every podcast, maximum there are engineers. So when I speak to them, when I talk with them, they highlight this point. We are engineers now. We have this point. So
Exactly,
everywhere we are engineers. We have to deal with this case.
exactly.
So,
So yeah,
hmm.
at the end we have to build, right?
Hmm.
So project shows that you have built something, and generally if there is a very good point, like if you have built a project, you if you are able to host that on a
Hmm.
open server or something where a recruiter or a person or your interviewer can actually see your project in action, that plays a very good role. Like I see people making algorithm visualizers and all for sorting algorithms, and so they make a very good visualizer on JavaScript, right? So these are some projects which I feel building a project is a good thing. Like even if you build, even you are building a portfolio of yours, you can put it up on GitHub or something and you can host it, right?
Hmm.
And that shows that you have the skills, you have the front end skills, you know how the request is passed to the back end,
Hmm.
processing is done, how can we return the
For sure.
response and
For
all.
sure.
Yeah, exactly. And that these are
Hmm.
something that you won't know by doing
Hmm.
CP or alone. Like that's why project plays a lot of role. Like they see that the candidate knows the actual work, like he knows the actual
Hmm.
flow,
Hmm.
and yeah, so they believe that it won't take much time for him to getting on board on the projects and all.
Any advice for 18-year-old who is starting out?
18-year-old, oh wow, very young age. I
Yeah,
won't
very young
say
age because,
that
huh?
going to CP blindly. Yeah,
Hmm.
I won't say that going to CP blindly, because there are many people who find CP very painful. So
Hmm.
I would suggest stick on the concepts and take your academics seriously. Like
Hmm.
there are multiple subjects like operating systems, DA, DS,
Hmm.
computer
Hmm.
networks, databases. These are the few
Hmm.
subjects which is very important.
Hmm.
Even there can be some situations where you can be asked problems on these in your interviews as well. So
Hmm.
take your academic subjects very seriously and
Hmm.
stick on that. If you like, if you try CP and if you love it, obviously go for it, pursue it. If you don't like it, still there are multiple things to do. You can do development, you can do open source, you can build projects, you can host them. There are n number of things to do, right? In for to enhance your skills in computer science, right? So choose a path which you like, and for the first year students, I would suggest to explore a lot. Like don't stick to a one thing. Like, explore as much as you can, and
Explore as much
then
possible.
figure
Yeah.
out, yeah, then figure out that what you want to pursue, what you want to go ahead with. You want to go ahead with development, or you want to go ahead with CP or anything else.
So, Bhaiya, nice talking to you, and I really enjoyed the podcast. And thank you so much for being here today. And thank you.
Yeah, thank you as well. Like thank you for inviting me here. Like it is,
Yes.
I
For
had a
sure.
good time. So sure.
Yeah. Bye bye.